So, one of the people that was at Miller Center that was uh, the one that asked me if I wanted the hotel room, glasses, red hair, she runs the PODS. Well, we know the PODS are corrupt. They put Bill Kinnear in the PODS. He's a police snitch. They put Toby in the PODS. He's a police snitch. All their snitches have ended up in the PODS. What's more, I remember recording officer, and you don't have recording on a different device that you didn't get when you raided the park. We confiscated my shit out at the park with the bullshit no trespass with Ranger Preston. There's a recording of Officer Dave McStupid. Your police snitches, Toby and two other guys threw something at that TV that somebody dumped behind my camp behind Tesla, though it wasn't Tesla at the time, it was still owned by Pomerleau's. Called me the NIGGER CUNT. I called Officer Dave McStupid. He's gaslighting me. Oh, well, instead of referring me to McAfee or Sarah George, he's gaslighting me. Oh, well, you need to call Burlington Housing Trust. That's who you need to go to. And then he started twisting and perverting my words like I was impersonating a licensed peace officer, because I told him that Hochul's investigator said I'm a cop being murdered by corrupt cops. Well, if you're a cop, I want to see your license. I said I didn't say I didn't say I was a licensed peace officer. Cops take Anyway, once he started perverting everything I said that's not what I'm recording. Took my other phone out to let him see I was recording. Well, you have to tell us we're being recorded. Lying motherfucker. So I don't trust her. If she's running the PODS, I don't trust her. So that means I really don't trust anybody at the Miller Center. I mean, that's, Mr. Dragon's already admitted that there's so many moles out there that were, some people were threatened to do stuff that they didn't want to do. And then there's people who are enthusiastically doing crap they're not supposed to do. And I don't know who's who. So we know that Chad Cronin answered straight to Tony West. Tony West he's the CEO of Uber and Lyft, who just rented an e-bike to the assassin, to the shooter, not Luigi. We know it ain't Luigi, because if it was, they would have released the identity of whoever rented that e-bike and dropped it off at Central Park and used that as an excuse to raid Central Park and find the backpack and the Monopoly money after they assassinated the United Health CEO, right? So when I looked that up to see who managed the city e-bikes, it was Uber. So I'm like, that's Cop Mullah's brother-in-law. How come you can't pick up the phone? And I mean, you're contracted. New York City is contracted with Uber and Lyft to manage those e-bike rentals that require a fucking ID and probably a credit card. How come we never saw who rented that e-bike that you used as just the NYPD, who works for technical consultants for BlackRock on Law and Order with the Agnafilos? How come the Agnafilos haven't requested that ID? You see what I'm saying? So then we know Chad's involved. We know that Chad lied to my father. My father called and said, what happened? Heather was doing so good there. What happened? You were supposed to be helping her. Oh, she sold a bunch of my antiques on eBay. My father sells stuff on eBay. Little shit, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But he knows there's going to be a plenty of paper trail. You have to have an eBay account. You have to have a way to receive payment. There's going to be a record. of how, whether it was somebody, whether you requested a money order or whether it went through PayPal or whatever. So Dad already knows that's bullshit, because if Chad was telling the truth, and Dad knows I was absolutely selling Chad's belongings on eBay with Chad's devices, Chad's iPhone, Chad's iPad. So he got payment for all his shit that I sold on eBay. There's not going to be any record of me ever having sold anything on eBay ever and received any type of payment for it. Ever. I never had a PayPal account. I think if I ever had an eBay account in my name, it was to buy something, not sell. So when Cronin lied to my father, he lied to a federal investigator. Military, but whatever. Civilians who are involved in Epstein's Mossad, Al-Qaeda, ISIS-aligned terrorist organization that assassinated the Kennedys, though the Kennedys aren't innocent victims. You're still a terrorist insurgent that can answer to the military, plus you're a fucking cop and a special prosecutor for DOJ who answered straight to Tony West. But point is, there's no fucking way I'm going to Georgia on a bus and not know for a fact that either that one of my family members is going to be there to pick me up. Because I don't know who the sheriff is. I don't know who the police chief is. I'm not ordering a Lyft or an Uber. I'm not going to be a sitting duck for one of their fucking moles to roll up and take me back in the woods and shoot me in the back of the head. So I still have to write up my report to the police chief and the Fannin County, the Blue Ridge police chief and Fannin County sheriff. And it's going to be CC'd, of course, to Cousy and Sarah George and the mayor here to try to make sure there's very little incentive for any fuckery once I get there, or in between here and there. So Cronin and Piper, you all can hire all these fucking fools to come lie on me and set me up all day long. Cronin lied his ass off. If you had any proof whatsoever as a fucking cop, bias crimes advisor for Orlando PD and a lawyer, that I sold your shit on eBay and I collected the money for it, you'd have presented that a long fucking time ago. It don't matter if